Hello, my friend. I'm Rosie Radiant. Welcome to my channel, which is all about improving quality of life, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So if you want to feel good for the rest of your life, click subscribe. And today I'm going to talk about how we can get prayers answered for our loved ones, friends, or whoever expresses a desire and we want to help them out. So if your loved one or friend or family member expresses they want something in this world, and you want it for them as well, and if you were in that state that they're in, you would want it too, then it's a simple technique that you can do to get their prayers answered and manifest for them. It's often easier to get something done for another because we're not so emotionally bound up in it. We're not so stressed out, clasping like the idea in our heads and all eager about the desire, right? So if your loved one or whoever, you want to help them out, you know what they want because they've expressed to you what they want. So once you know what they want and what you want for them, you simply, in your mind's eye, you conjure a scene which would imply that what they want is now existent, that they got what they want, they have, what they wanted, they got. So you can either visualize in your mind's eye a scene, and they're telling you, you can see them in your mind's eye, can't you? Of course. So you close your eyes, you go within, and you imagine that they're telling you the good news, and you're working yourself up into excitement. You're getting so excited because they're telling you that they have what they want to have. And you're just percolating that good feeling in your heart, that warmth in your heart, that if they told you that they got what they wanted, would produce. So you simply imagine that they're telling you the good news, or they're presenting themselves with the good news, or a scene that would imply that they have it. Or alternatively, you can imagine that they're telling you, you can hear their voice, can't you, in your mind's eye? If you close your eyes, if you go within, you can hear them. So imagine that they're telling you that they got what they wanted, whatever they wanted to happen happened, and just feel the joy, let that joy percolate in you, so that you can feel the excitement and goodness in your heart that you would feel were it true. So just work yourself up into that excitement for them, and that joy and warmth in your heart that you would experience naturally were they telling you that they have what they wanted, or they got what they wanted. So it's a simple technique, but you must be intense about it. You must feel the warmth in your heart. We're told you must be either hot or cold, or you'll be spat out and you won't get what you want. So you want to work yourself up into that emotional state. And then once you feel the joy in your heart that you would feel were true, you simply drop it and go along. It's like a psychic sexual act almost, because you have no desire to repeat it. You've worked yourself up into the emotional state of joy that you would experience, and then you simply go your way. So I will give you some examples, and I've done this recently for friends and family members with wonderful success recently for major things that hadn't had change for many years, and let me tell you about them. So my oldest friend, or the friend I've known the longest, Liana, is living in Tel Aviv, and she's a very smart, industrious girl, and she was expressing desire for a stable job. She'd been traveling the world for a while, but now she yearned to have a stable salary, get that money, and build like a life for herself, get a dog in Tel Aviv, and be secure and be making a salary. And she also wanted to enter a field she'd never worked for before, a totally new field she had no experience in. She expressed a desire to me that she wanted a salaried, stable job in this new field of a particular type of marketing that she'd never worked for in her life. So after we hung up FaceTime, I simply closed my eyes, went within in my mind's eye, and imagined that she was telling me that she got the job, that she got a stable full-time job in this field, and she was so excited, and she got the job. And I just simply worked myself up into that excitement that I would feel for my best friend were she telling me she had what she wanted. And I simply saw in my mind's eye, and I accepted it, and I got excited for her, and I dropped the seed, I let it go. I didn't follow up with her and say, like, tell me, girl, like, how's it going? Have you found a prospect? Like, have you found an employer? Like, ooh, like, what's going on? No, I just simply let it drop and went my way. A couple months later, she calls me and tells me, like, oh, my uncle has this connection. I'm going for an interview at this company in the field that I told you I wanted to go into. And so how exciting. And then a couple weeks later, I hear the news that she got the job. So the world will point to the external means that got her the job, her uncle's connection in that field with that employer. However, her uncle had been around for all that other time that she was yearning for the job there, right? And the job didn't exist. So, coincidence? It always looks like a normal, natural turn of events. So you quickly recover from this mystical wonder that we can enact in life. Let me tell you another story. So this one's even more miraculous to me. So my eldest brother and his wife met in graduate school where they were getting their PhDs in sciences, of different sciences. And they both got amazing PhDs at an awesome school, so they went and they got jobs in their respective science fields. She got a job in Portland, Oregon, and he got a job in Houston, Texas. And they've been living apart for about almost 3 years, and they were married, but living apart. How sad, right? So I would always hear from my mom, like, oh, isn't it so sad that they live apart? Like, so sad. They're so unhappy that they live apart. So it dawned on me, like, wait, let me just assume that I'm hearing the opposite from my mom, that I'm hearing that she got a job where my brother lives and is moving to where he lives, and they're going to live together. And isn't that great? So I simply closed my eyes and went within and imagined my mom telling me, because my mom is usually like the family yenta, she reports the goings on and updates of all the siblings and stuff. So I simply imagined my mom telling me, like, oh, she got a job in Houston where my brother lives and she's gonna be moving there, isn't that great? And like feeling all excited. So I just simply got excited. I thought, yeah, that's so wonderful. They're gonna be living together. She got a job. I'm so excited, and I felt like my heart bubble up with that joy that you feel when you hear the good news about someone that you love. So I simply imagined that, and then like a week later, I get the call, oh, she got a job there. She's gonna be moving to Houston, and they're gonna be living together. They're going house hunting, and so excited, right? Yay! And now nothing had changed for 3 years, and then I simply assume that she's moving there and imagine that to be reality, and it happens. Coincidence? An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Even if at the moment of your assumption, your senses, your 5 senses, looking at the world around you and reason deny that it's true, an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So they don't live by me. I'm not confronted with the opposite reality that they live separately. So it was easy for me to imagine that they were living together. And then it happened. Yay. So they moved in together and they were happy, and I hear the news, oh, she's sad at her job. She wants to go back to the cooler weather in Portland. She doesn't like the heat, etc., etc. She's unhappy. So I thought, oh no. So I simply assumed that I was hearing my mom tell me the good news that, oh yeah, she's so happy. She's loving her job. She's gotten used to the weather. She loves the house. She's so happy there. And then, I simply drop it. I assume it, like felt the joy. Woohoo. I'm so glad for my brother and my sister-in-law. Yay. And then, like maybe a month and a half later or so, I get the news. I hear my mom just as I visualized or imagined hearing that, oh, she's so happy. She's loving her job. She's talking about this. She's so excited about the house. She's so happy. She loves living there now. Yay. So, woohoo. So these are all things that were like permanent states, and that everyone was aware of, like the stagnation, that they weren't living together, that she was unhappy in the hot weather with her job, whatever. And I simply changed what I heard, and I imagined that she had what she wanted, which was to be happy in her job and happy living there. And I assumed it to be true, because if I were in her state, that's what I want. You only want to assume something for another and assume that it's true. If you were in their position, you'd want it to happen into you. So that happened. And then another recent occurrence was my dad was scheduled to get a suspicious thing on his ear removed, a skin cancer biopsy, right, on his ear. And he had been tremendously traumatized in the past when he had a similar procedure, and it left part of his body disfigured. So he had all this doubt, negative energy about it, just totally anchored into the idea of getting that biopsy procedure. So I just disregarded all of his doubts and predictions that it was going to leave his ear disfigured, and I simply imagined that the surgery went perfect and his ear healed perfectly, no trace of any kind of removal or surgery, just like perfect flesh, no one would know anything. And lo and behold, that's what happened. Now, you could say like, oh, that would have happened anyway. Like, people always point to the external events in life, the external means that lead to something, because it always happens in such a normal, natural way that you would have thought that it would have happened anyway. But, time and time again, things only change when you assume a different state that you want. You assume a different thing to be true. You construct a scene in your mind's eye that implies the reality of the desire you want is now made manifest. So you can do this too. It costs nothing to try, and it could work wonders in the worlds of those you love and want good for. So give it a try, and remember, never assume anything bad. Never assume anything you wouldn't want done unto yourself. Like the golden rule says, do unto others what you would want done unto you. If you were in their position in life, would you want that done unto you? Yes. If it's good, then, and they want it to, then assume it to be true for them and let it be. To say that you can't do this for evil purposes would be false, but you must be warned, only do it for good, because if you assume bad for someone, that's going to boomerang back onto you and cause you tremendous pain and suffering. So do not do it for bad. God is love, act in love, and you'll be happy in life. So my friends, give it a try and close your eyes, go within. We're told in scripture, go within, go into the closet and shut the door, and that which you pray for in secret will be rewarded with openly. So that means you want to go within, close your eyes, shut the door to the external senses around you, what you see in life and the reason of logic, that's what is, and shut out that reality and just simply imagine that what you want is now made manifest, and so it shall be. You must be intense about it. Generate the feeling of excitement and joy, and then let it drop. Do not follow with them saying like, tell me, how's it going? Like, how's it going? Did you get it? Like, what's going on? No, just simply assume it to be the case and drop the seed, let it fall into the ground, and in its own natural divine timing, it will pop up into reality and be made manifest. Remember, each vision has its own appointed hour. It will ripen, it will flower. If it's long, then wait, for it is sure, and it will not be late. Read that in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. So, my friends, happy envisioning for your loved ones. May you be radiantly happy and prosperous in all your ways. Till next time.